You can absolutely... Oh, wait, hold on. Happy deathbed. If you think that you can't remove consent, you are an objectively unintelligent person. Just letting you know that. I just want you to understand. Well, at the best, you're ignorant, but you absolutely can withdraw consent. And the fact that you think that is very problematic. And that perspective is archaic, dying, and it needs to be put into a grave, a deep grave. Okay? I don't really care if you... I mean, like, you're literally shaming somebody. I don't understand. Hey, listen, I'm not trying to be rude. You guys, I think that a lot of you guys who, like, regularly show up to my streams know that I have, like... I am very, very aggressive when it comes to consent and false allegations, and when it comes to things that like could definitely be tied to like inappropriate, especially sexual encounters. I'm very, very aggressive about it. I'm totally fine as a character flaw of being charged up over ignorant things that you could make an argument for being supporting culture. The idea of not being able to remove consent is ignorant.
Lucky Keith gifted man 3 _ subscription.
All right, so let's get into this segment. This is a situation that bothered me very much. We're gonna get through this. Let's do this. All right, so I came across this video. I came across this video yesterday, and we're just gonna show the video. We're gonna start it, and we're gonna go from there. Let's do it. I think that's the most important thing to do. This way, you guys can see the pure situation before I speak on it.
I don't want it! No!
Let her finish!
So for anybody that thinks that's a marker, it's not. Like, she has visible lines. So, like, I mean, it looks, some people are like, oh, it looks like a marker. Just letting you know that it's not a marker.
No!
So that is a girl who clearly doesn't want something. Then I'm going to play my video, and then we'll play the response, I guess, after. And then we'll get into, like, the whole thing. So here's the video I made. You know, it sounds to me like she didn't want you to make that tattoo. There's no context you could provide to this situation that makes you right. You are a worthless, shitty tattoo artist. And to who I'm going to assume are the parents in this video that aren't listening to her either, you're also just as worthless. Yeah, pretty short, simple, and concise. Okay. Now, really quick, we're going to do a very simple thing. This is the most... If you take anything away from this video, or this thing, this segment... It's a one thing, and it's about consent. And it's a very important thing that a lot of you guys don't seem to understand, how consent works, okay? In any given situation, and yes, I do like my own videos. You have to be your own biggest fan, okay? In any given situation, okay? This is how life works. You give consent for a thing. That thing is consensual, right? Once you remove consent for that thing ceases to be consensual. Very simple stuff. Anything done before the removal of consent is still consensual, right? Anything after the removal of consent is no longer consensual. And this goes both ways, okay? In this situation, what he did was unconsensual and very, 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 very bad. I mean, he's bad. I honestly feel like he should probably lose his license for that. The parents who were shaming her in that situation are also worthless individuals. I stand by that 100%. It works the same way, though, if, let's say it's in other situations, okay? Let's say you're a girl and you're like, I want to have sex with this guy. And then you have sex with him and you're like, hey, you know what? I don't anymore, right? The stuff that, once you remove consent, it doesn't make everything before the removal unconsensual, right? This nice fundamental logic applies to everything. Okay, but right now and here, we're talking about this situation, okay? This is a situation where she clearly consented to the tattoo and then withdrew consent. That's how life works, okay? What he did was wrong, objectively. He needed to stop because consent was removed. It's like body autonomy 101. I don't understand how people just don't understand this, okay? All right, now, if it comes down to the tattoo being ugly, who cares? It doesn't matter. That's totally okay. That's not his fucking problem. That's her fucking problem. But once she says, stop, I don't want this anymore, it's done. Now, he could very easily say, hey, we stopped, but you're still paying the however many hundreds of dollars for a finished product because you booked me for a particular amount of time. 100% fine with that.
Absolutely no problem with that. Irrelevant to me. It's the specifically the withdrawal of consent. Now, I want to move forward, and I want to apply this to other situations for people who are like, no, once you consent, you have to always have consent. We're going to do the first obvious one, sexual intercourse. Let's say that you're engaged. It doesn't even matter if you're a guy or a girl. But let's just say you're a guy in this situation, and you're engaging with a girl, okay? If she says, hey, stop, I don't want this anymore, then that is a withdrawal of consent, and after that, you're raping her. Okay? Just want you guys to understand that. All right? Very, very simple. Okay? Let's bring it to something a little less crazy. All right? Let's bring it to renovations on a house. You hire somebody to renovate your house, you consent to them renovating your house, and then for whatever reason, maybe they're doing a horrible job or whatever, you say, I don't want you renovating my house anymore. You're done. You withdrew consent. The argument of like, nope, you have to let me finish is ridiculous, right? You're saying that like, why? No, you can withdraw. This is the greatest thing about being an American. It's like freedom, individuality, and freedom. Okay, let's say you go out to a restaurant. Let's just keep going with these examples. They're just so easy. Hey, I'm going to a restaurant. I ordered a really big meal and I couldn't finish it. Okay, so you consented to the meal. And then you decided to not consent to eating it anymore. Do you think the waiter should be able to force the food down your mouth? No. Okay? This is easy stuff, guys. It's very easy stuff. Very good concept to understand in the future. Okay? There you go. All you gotta do is stop. All you need to do. Now, of course, there's a follow-up video that they made, thinking that this somehow absolves them of any harm done. I don't know how. I don't know this, but this is basically what it is.
For all the comments on the first video, she was showing out, and she's wrong. Bitches!
So I don't know what this unintelligible moron is saying, but it sounds like what she's saying is to everybody commenting that this was inappropriate, she's like, oh, it's not inappropriate. She was a crybaby. Here's the hashtag, crybaby. This isn't a defense. This is just dumb. This is a dumb thing to follow up. Basically, this video, summed up, is this woman saying, oh, I'm really dumb. I'm a dumb person, and I'm a literal net loss of society. That's what she's actually saying. If you translate what she's saying, she's like, hey, I'm dumb. I'm an idiot. Now, to people talking about her age, I think she's 21. It doesn't matter. Her age is like, I would assume that this artist isn't doing this illegally on a child. Her age is irrelevant. Like, it's the withdrawal of consent that I'm focused on. Okay, so I believe that this person, they responded. I want to show you what they responded in the comments, because it's actually impressive how stupid this tattoo artist is. I'm fucking impressed. I'm really impressed about how dumb they are. Actually, I don't know if I can find it. I don't even feel like looking. I think I sent myself a screenshot of it. That would be much easier to just look at. Like, just how, like, we just watched the video. Now we're going to watch him try to convince us that something different happened. Oh, I might not even have sent it to myself. Oh, I'm so ugly. We'll just scroll down. This is how lazy I am. Here we go. This is what he says. First of all, she was over 21. I don't really care about the age. I've never even really... Secondly, we stopped. See video part 2, and she begged to continue. Secondly, we stopped. Okay, what you need to understand is you literally didn't stop as she was screaming stop, so you are a liar and so dumb. You're a dumb person. And that second video didn't... No, where in this video did she beg anybody to continue? I'd just like to know.
For all the comments on the first video, she was showing out, and she's wrong.
Crazy. That doesn't sound like she begged anything. Right? Now, there's a lot of people in this thing that are saying, there's one thing these people are saying. It's great. I love this argument. It's so fun. There's some people that are saying, oh, hey, guess what? What the hell was I going to say? They're saying, well, she looks fine. Everything's fine. Everything turned out just fine. Okay. Well, let me just imagine this. Let's just say your mom, and I'm going to be really intense here. Let's say your mom was like violently sexually assaulted. And afterwards, she seemed fine. You still holding to that mentality, right? This young girl is put in an atmosphere where everybody was against her and wouldn't allow her to withdraw consent. So of course, she's going to rationalize why she's at fault, even if she's not, right? She's being like manipulated, but like, and I don't think that the mom's intentionally manipulating her. The mom is just really, really, really fucking stupid. Okay, you understand? Yeah, and that's a great question. What kind of business would even post this to promote their business? Really dumb people, just stupid people. Stuff like this. Well, she could have said that before he did it. You're very stupid. She's literally saying stop. It doesn't matter if he started to draw something and she said stop and he immediately stopped and it looked just like a big penis. That's not his fault. All right, she didn't let him finish. That's fine, but she has every right to allow him or to say, hey, I don't like you, keep going. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. It makes no sense. It's fucking crazy. I like this one too. Not this one, but there are people saying like, hey, this is great. I like this argument too. There's somebody in there that are like, hey, you know, when you go to get a tattoo, you sign a paper of consent. No, you don't. You don't sign a consent paper. You sign a fucking liability waiver. All right, that says like, hey, make sure that you tell us that you haven't like drank any alcohol or you're not on drugs before you get this procedure, whatever. Before you get this thing, all right? That's what they tell you to do. You don't sign something that says you have to finish the tattoo. Big stupid idiots. Big dumb fucking idiots, okay? This is the person. I'm sorry, just for my opinion, for one, if she did not want it, then why go to get one? For two, you sign paper of consent. No, he's just stupid. You see how I'm not even gonna show the like thing. I'm not trying to get this person doxxed. They're just really dumb. Like that. No, that's not how it works. You don't sign a liability waiver, and or rather, you don't sign a consent waiver. You sign a liability waiver. Okay, and again, you can withdraw consent to things. Listen. Okay, imagine you couldn't withdraw consent. You know what that means? If we just keep going with these arguments, that means that once you get into a relationship with somebody, you literally can't break up with them because you consented to the relationship, but you cannot withdraw consent to the relationship. So now, the first person you dated is the person you're with for the rest of your life. Are we still defending that? Are you still defending that one? It's silly. Yeah. Sure. So, yeah. Just wanted to talk about that, guys. I think it was very important. And I like this, too. They made a second video of her getting it done and saying the act out. I need you guys to understand something, okay? Because, like, this person's being fine about it. But there's so many people that are like, oh, there's a second video. Did you not see it? I looked at the video, all the videos before I made a video. It clearly, if you watched the video and you were like, oh, this is a good response, you're dumb. Boom! You're very ignorant. I'm very honest about that. Look at this. She's also a horrible client. Everyone in this video is to blame. That sounds like victim blaming to me. That's rough. You guys can see where that's going into other analogies. We've already talked about things. She's being a baby. The people in the back are saying, let him finish. That's crazy. It doesn't matter if you're being... This is the crazy part. Just so you guys know, it is actually decently... It's pretty well covered in the Constitution that you have the constitutional right to be a baby. Just want you guys to know. It's pretty explicitly in there. You have the right to freedom of speech. You are an individual, and as long as you're adhering to societal rules, you can be whoever the fuck you want to be. You can be a baby. You don't have to have tattoos. It's totally chill. All right? All right, guys? So, people calling her a baby, this gets into, like, these arguments, again, of, like, shaming somebody who was sexually assaulted. I'm sorry to everybody that was very rude to in the chat. I just want you guys to understand this is a very, very, very close topic. Topics of consent trigger the fuck out of me. All the time. Topics of consent trigger the fuck out of me. Consistently, all people who are here for a long time, they understand that. Sorry if I was rude, but they trigger the fuck out of me because I have my partners have personal experiences with consent, and it's just something that bothers the fuck out of me. I get very, very, very frustrated when we talk about these topics. So, yeah. I do have tattoos, yeah. I have 2 tattoos. Consent is poggers. Yeah. And again, like, the pay thing. Bro, if they want to charge her the full price of the tattoo, go for it, man. That's your business. That is 100% your business. Hey, you booked me for 5 hours. You pay me for 5 hours, even if you decide to leave. That's totally fine. I'm 100% fine with that. I want to say thank you so much, guys, to all my Patreons, and a special shout out to my Papa XL Patreons. Without all you guys, I would just be some fat dude screaming into a microphone. So thank you so much, guys. Mwah. I love you all. I want Papa Gut to pee on my face, but just as a friend. There's nothing weird about that. I want him to pee on my face.